doctor's appointment. Might just,
Got it.
that's fine. Okay, let's see. Mute. And then as I put my mic in, I might ask you for one more thumbs up. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this, Lisa. Okay. Hi. Okay, who's not gonna be? Oh, hi on a Thursday, and hi. Do I know you? I thought you were somebody at first. And I'm like, no, I don't know this person. What's your name? Maddox. Okay, I saw your Venmo, and I actually was like, who's that? Does this bother you there? Maybe I'll put it just like this. How about if I do like this? Does that bother anyone? It's just like a bird's eye view like this. You got it. Okay. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for being here on a Thursday morning. I don't know why, and it's class numbers never make any sense, honestly, but Thursdays have been so sparse lately. So it's nice to have a little more of a full class. Announcements. I am teaching my frequency class this Saturday. So it's my once per month offering of breathwork and sound. So breathwork is the first half of the class. It's just one type of breath. It's not breathwork exercises or anything like that. It's one type of breath that entire time. It's not hard. The only thing that's hard about it is we do it for a long time. The breathwork exercises we learn in yoga, pranayama, like alternate nostril or box breathing, stuff like that. Those are called functional breathwork techniques. So they're breathwork techniques that you would do in a moment of anxiety or in a moment where you feel like you need more energy, or you can do them as a daily practice and they give you benefits over the long term as well. What we practice in my breathwork class is therapeutic breathwork. So it's meant to work with, it's meant to help you process stuff, not from right now in this moment, but stuff that you've been carrying with you for a long time. So it's meant to be done once or twice a month, perhaps, just kind of to reset the nervous system, to clear out anything you haven't been able or haven't had the time or space to process inside of you. So it's really cathartic. I always leave breathwork feeling lighter and clearer. And I just want to make very clear that every breathwork experience is different for every person every time. So people have all sorts of experiences. There's no right or wrong. And people are like, can you tell me what to do at home? And like, absolutely, yes, you can do it at home. But there is something about being in this space and having the energy of community, having the energy of people doing their own work, supporting you. And then the sound part is just awesome. I have a sound practitioner named Brady. He comes and does his own, like, he plays all sorts of instruments and makes a little sound kind of loop just live using his technologies. I don't even know what he's doing. I'm just like, wow. So it's nice. So it's this Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. And then just quickly, we have one more new teacher that has just hopped on board. So he's teaching, his name is Tyler, and he's teaching the 8:30 p.m. Grounded vinyasa flow on Tuesday nights. So I teach Thursday nights at 8:30. He teaches Tuesday nights at 8:30. So it's just kind of like the little counterpart. Okay. Victoria, do you have anything? You're teaching tomorrow. Okay, awesome. Hey friends, let's just do it. So go ahead, and most of you are already in your seated meditation, but let's start in our seated meditation. So come into your seat, and I always like to move a little bit, get some physical feedback before I settle in. So you can take as much time as you want. Eventually, just find stillness in your body. Close your eyes. And you can rest your hands wherever you'd like, but just be intentional. And notice if you're tensing up at all through your face or through your shoulders. even through your fingers. Notice any places that you might be physically kind of contracting or resisting. And just by noticing, see if you can start to soften just a little more, start to shift that energy of contraction to more of an energy of expansion and openness. Notice your breath slowly, maybe subtly, just rising and falling, expanding, contracting inside of you. If you want, you can even visualize your breath. So use your imagination. Maybe you visualize your breath in a color. And next time you inhale, very intentionally fill up as big as you possibly can. When you think you are full, see if there's even an extra little sip you can find at the top. Open your mouth and great big sigh. Let it go. Ah, beautiful. Do that again. Inhale, fill up. Take that moment of pause at the top. Let your breath circulate around inside of you. And then when you're ready, open your mouth and big sigh, release. Ah. One more. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Hold in fullness. Extra sip if you want it. And then open your mouth and let it go. Ah, good. Seal your lips now and begin to drop into your ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. Inhale is like you're taking a really, really deep, slow motion gasp. The exhale is like you're fogging up a window, but your lips are sealed on top of the breath. So slow, steady, big, spacious, all the way to empty with every exhalation. You can stay right here, just focusing on your breath, noticing what's coming and going through the field of your awareness for as long as you would like. If you're ready to start moving, transition onto hands and knees. So eventually everybody, hands and knees, tabletop, and just start to move in any way you would like. So maybe that's cat-cow. Maybe that's big circles all the way around with your hips. Perhaps you just feel like a child's pose this morning. You want to sit back and rest and ground for a moment. So what is your body calling for? Not necessarily what would feel good in your body, but what feels maybe curious or interesting, what feels tight or tender. And the slower you move, the deeper you breathe, the more you notice. So see if you can allow yourself to slow down, to breathe deeper, and then to feel more. We'll be exploring just intuitive movement for about 5 to 7 more breaths. And then eventually, downward facing dog is our destination. So please take your time. Whenever you're ready, start transitioning back to your down dog. You can get there however you'd like. I love all the different things I'm seeing, you guys. So the goal here is to get out of your patterns, to get out of your habits. So not doing the same routine every single time you come to your mat, but actually feeling into your moment-to-moment experience, responding to your moment-to-moment experience. Good job. Once you are back in your dog pose, keep feeling around. Maybe pedal out your heels, maybe take your feet out wide, maybe take your hands out wide. Maybe give your head a little shake or a little nod. So just a quick question for me. If you would like a hands-off practice today, you don't feel like being touched today, no big deal. I do not take it personal, but just let me know by taking one leg into the air for a moment. All right, thank you so much. So downward facing dog, couple more breaths. If you want to lift one leg in the air and then the other leg just to feel around, just to stretch, go for it. So all that length from your fingertips up to your sit bones, all that space and strength in your shoulders. Can you feel a connection to center, like there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button, pulling up and tugging back? You guys look so good. Nice down dogs. Take one more inhale into your dog pose. And then as you exhale, look to the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Give yourself a few breaths in your fold. I like my feet hips width distance apart personally, maybe even a little wider for this first one. Just gives me more space in my pelvis and my hips. So feel into your fold. What feels good in your body? Can you feel a connection to your center here? So if you can't feel your center, bend your knees a lot. Bring your weight more into your toes and the balls of your feet, and then lift your butt up high. You should be able to feel your core engage. It's like it's keeping you from rolling forward. Let your head be heavy. Let your neck relax. Nice, Trace. Take one more great big huge breath. As you breathe in, halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the ground. Nice, Wendy. Get all the rounding out of your back. And then exhale, fold, let it go all the way to emptiness. Do that once more, halfway lift. So stick your butt out, reach the top of your head forward. Exhale, fold. This time we'll take it all the way to stand. So come through your halfway lift and keep rising, arms reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. Slow with your breath. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, hinge at your hips, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward all the way down. Nice, Maddox. Inhale, halfway lift position. Nice, CC. Exhale, let it go. From the press of your feet, lead with your heart. Take it all the way up to stand. Reach up and stretch, maybe gaze up. Beautiful, Kate. Exhale, hands to heart center, connect back to you. Do that one more time. Slow motion movement. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, dive down. Feel your body move through space. So much awareness. Beautiful, halfway lift. Inhale, nice, Victoria. And let it go. Exhale, empty all the way out. From that place, rise. So connect to your center and rise up, reach up, breathe in. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, this time, inhale, arms reach up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Turn your left palm towards the right side of the room. And then pull your upper body to the right as you send your hips to the left. So there's more weight in your left foot. You might even reach your right tiptoes out to the right. Make sure your left shoulder is plugged in. So pull it back and down. You don't want your arm in front of your face. You want your bicep next to your ear. Breathe into your left rib cage, waistline. Very nice. One last huge breath. You guys look so good. Back to center, both feet on the ground. Switch your grip. So grab your right wrist, right palm faces the windows, and then up and over. So hips first, go to the right as your upper body goes to the left. So if you try to work this pose with just your upper body, your range of motion is super limited. So more weight in right foot, maybe left toes out to the left. Feel your hips reach right as your upper body reaches left. And then breathe, puff up into your right rib cage, right waistline. Nice, Kate. One last round. Awesome, Chris. Inhale back to center. And as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades squeeze towards your spine. If you have a tendency to lock out your elbows, bend your elbows, press your palms together like they're suction cupped. And then imagine your elbows are magnetized, squeeze them closer. See if you can keep all of that as you reach your hands back away from your body. And then final option, only if you want to take it, add a little baby back bend. So press your hips gently forward as you lift your heart, as you gaze up. Hug in with your inner thighs like you're squeezing an invisible yoga block. Take one more big, huge in-breath. Keep your hands clasped. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Lead with your heart all the way down. Forward fold. Good job. Hang out in your fold with your fingers interlaced for about 2 or 3 breaths. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then focus on lifting your sit bones as high as you can. Use that strength in your core. See if you can lift your knuckles a little higher. Possibly even forward. One last in-breath. Good job. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release gently. Let your arms hang. Let them dangle. Give them a nice little shake or shake your head. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift. So realign your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat. You are in a plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Push the ground away. And then as you exhale, just lift your hips, press them back, downward facing dog. That invisible rope pulls up on your belly button. Good. Inhale, come forward to your high plank. See if you can come way forward onto your tippy toes. And then exhale from your center. Take it back and up, down dog. This time we're adding a push-up. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Feel free to bring your knees down if you'd like to modify. Exhale, lower halfway. Do not let your shoulders roll forward. Do not let your belly drop. Inhale, push back up. Yes, exhale, down dog. Stretch it out. One more. Inhale, rock forward. Push the ground away. And exhale, lower halfway. Chaturanga, hold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. You can wait for us here or inhale one more time. Come forward. This time, all the way down. Exhale. Back bend of your choice. So take a moment. Open through your front body. Yeah, and then when you are ready, please, no rush. Downward facing dog. Everybody, Ujjayi breath. All right, friends. From your dog pose, inhale your right leg to the sky. Good. So square off your hips, inner thighs face each other. I do not care how high your right leg goes, but I do care about length, strength, and power. So make your right leg so strong, so powerful. See if you can squeeze through the front of your right thigh. Take one more big inhale, pressing up through your right foot, down through your fingertips. Exhale, right knee to your nose, curl in, hollow out, empty out, and then step forward so softly, low lunge. Bring your hands up to your front thigh to begin. So hands to front thigh and kind of lean forward a little bit. See if you can find your center. So pull your front butt cheek back. Pull your back hip forward and feel your inner thighs squeeze. Draw your belly button in and up so you feel connected to your center. It's almost like you're puffing up your low back. And then as you're ready, you guys, we're just gonna lean forward, float our back foot off the ground. So warrior 3 variation, hips are square, left foot is pressing, stomping on an invisible wall behind you. You can stay right here or option to add some arms. Maybe one arm reaches forward, maybe both arms reach forward, maybe your arms reach back or out. One more full round of breath in your personal fullest expression. And then crescent lunge. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Take your arms to the sky now. Yes. Take a moment to settle in. Again, find that connection to your center. Hug towards midline. That's your stability. From there, you extend out. So feel into your fingers even. Maybe spread them really wide, like there's energy shooting out. Or maybe today you feel like softening a little through your hands. So your personal expression, how does it feel in your body right now? Feel your breath flowing through. Take one more inhale. You guys look awesome. As you exhale, open it up to a warrior two stance. So back heel pivots down, right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. And if you need to adjust at all, please feel free. Take a moment, look at your feet. And so you want your front heel intersecting your back arch or lining up with your back toes. You want your right butt cheek wrapping underneath your body. Next time you breathe in, front palm rotates up, reach back, reverse warrior. So option, if you would like, to reach your left hand up and grab hold of your right wrist. And then see if you can gently tug on your right wrist. Find a little more space through your right side. Pop your right ribs up towards the sky. Take one last round. Bend deeply into your right knee. And then come back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet. So all of your toes now face the windows. Arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Shoulders roll back and down. Maybe your palms press, maybe your elbows magnetize. Reach your hands back. Option to lift your heart up. One last big in-breath. Good. Keep your clasp. Hinge at your hips all the way down. Wide-legged forward fold. Nice, Lily. You have to engage your core so that you can work this pose without your hands on the ground. So can you feel that connection to center? Just like in your regular forward fold, try not to rock back into your heels, but instead, your weight is just ever so slightly forward. Focus on lifting your sit bones up and feel that invisible rope pulling up. Maybe squeeze through the fronts of your thighs. Yes, awesome. If you need to let go of your clasp, please feel free. You've got about 2 more breaths. Open mouth sighs are always welcome. Nice, Kay. Good, everybody. End of your next exhale. Bring your hands to your low back and release your clasp. Everybody inhale to a halfway lift position. Fingertips on the ground. Exhale, walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward so you'll be in a low lunge. And just step your back foot forward, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow, let it go. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, take your arms up. This time, interlace your fingers and steeple your index fingers up towards the sky. Squeeze your biceps next to your ears. Hug in with your inner thighs. Notice if you're pressing your ribs forward or if you're rounding and tucking your tailbone. See if you can find as close to neutral as possible. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll reach to the right, hips to the left, so up and over. If this feels like too much, always the option to bring right hand down to right hip for a little more support. Otherwise, make your arms long and powerful as well. So reaching through your index fingers, very nice. Take one last round. You guys look so good. Inhale, come back to center, realign, re-lengthen. And then other side, like a crescent moon shape. Reach towards the windows. Beautiful. More weight in your right foot. Pop up your right rib cage. Lengthen your right waistline. Breathe into all that space. Last breath. So good. Back to center. Inhale. Keep your hands as they are. Exhale, chair pose. So bend your knees. Weight in your heels. Sit back. As you're sitting back, try to press your arms towards the wall behind you as you press your chest forward. And then notice, did you let go through your core? Draw your belly button back towards your spine. Take one more deep breath here. Sit as low as you can. Good. End of your exhale. Let everything go. Forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Take your vinyasa however you want to. So you can skip it if you want. You can take it on your knees. You can add a couple push-ups. Big, spacious Ujjayi breath. All right. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Hips square, inner thighs face each other. Good adjustment, Deepika. So you don't need to worry about how high your leg is, but do feel into all that strength in your left leg. So if I came over and tried to press your left leg down, it would not even move. There's so much power. Feel that connection to your center, and then press down into your fingertips. One last big inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose, round your spine, scoop out your belly, push the ground away as soft as you can. Step forward, low lunge, and then hands just up to your front thigh to begin. Good. So as you push your hands into your front thigh, draw your belly button back and up. So feel your core engage, like you're puffing up your low back. Inner thighs hug in, left butt cheek pulls back. As you are ready, move into your balance. So lean forward even more and just float your back foot off the ground. Keep your back leg strong so it's supporting itself. It's not heavy. And then if you want, add some arms. They can be whatever you'd like. Doesn't have to be what you did on the other side. Good. Hips are square. Bend your standing leg if it's helpful. Engage your core, navel to spine. Last big breath. See if you can land softly in crescent. Beautiful, friends. Take a moment, lift your heart, feel into your own unique expression today. Feel your breath slow, steady, flowing through every space. Maybe visualize your breath flowing through every space. Take one more inhale, perhaps reach just a tiny bit higher, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two, open up. So back heel pivots down. Yeah, and do whatever you need to adjust. So if you need to look down and completely readjust your legs, please feel free. You want to feel your hips nice and open while you allow, or your pelvis, I should say, nice and neutral while you allow your hips to open. So you're not sticking your butt out behind you. You're not shooting your back hip forward. Just nice and neutral. Inhale, reverse warrior. Front palm rotates up, reach back. Keep the deep bend in your left knee and keep tracking your left knee towards your pinky toe. You can stay where you are at, or if you would like, bring your right hand up to grab your left wrist and see if you can find a little more length in your left side. So gentle tug, puff up your left rib cage. One last huge breath. Come back to your warrior two. Straighten out your front leg, parallel your feet. So all of your toes now face the right side of the room or the right side of your mat. Arms to the sky, breathe in. And then this time, just take it all the way down as you exhale. Anywhere you would like to go from your wide-legged forward fold. So you can hang out and breathe, or you can move, you can play. About 5 to 7 breaths. Sigh out your mouth at any time. In these moments where you have time just to be with yourself, I know it's so tempting to start thinking about what you've got to do today, start thinking what you need at the grocery store. See if you can stay here, stay in this room, stay on your mat, stay in your body. Feel your big, deep breaths. Last couple. So that's the practice. Our minds will wander. They will go off somewhere else. Just notice, come back. Next time you inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, walk your hands to the top of your space. So back to a low lunge position. Step your back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow, let it go. Ah. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Arms reach up, big stretch. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, we'll work with our balance for just a moment. So your right foot will be your base. Lift your left knee up for standing staff. So right foot roots down, left knee lifts up. Flex back through your left toes and hug in with your inner thighs. As you are ready, take your arms to the sky. Good. So we're going to move super slowly through a warrior three back to a crescent lunge. As you are ready, you can start your own transition. So hinge at your hips as you extend your left leg back. Maybe you're reaching your arms forward or out. See if you can give yourself at least one, maybe two full breaths in your warrior three. Yes, so good. Crescent lunge, land softly. Very nice. Inhale here, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot all the way out to the width of your yoga mat, maybe even onto the hardwood floor, so nice and wide. There are lots of ways you can explore here. So first option is you can let your hips, so back knee comes down, hips move down, heart lifts up. So it's like I'm trying to do a cobra with my chest as I let my hips drop down. The other way is opposite. You can keep your hips up high and lower your heart down. Back knee can stay lifted or come to the ground for that variation. Some of you might be familiar with cat grabs its tail, and if that's in your practice, if you feel like going there, you're welcome to. You've got about 4 or 5 breaths. So feel free to take a couple different variations here or just hold and breathe. You can pivot your right toes out to the right. You can even roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Just keep your ankle nice and strong. Nice, Wendy. Good. Open mouth size at any time. You want to play with that cat grabs its tail. Your right arm would reach back and grab. And you can even come all the way down and start. Oh. All right, my friends, start to find your way back up onto your hands. So your hands are stacked under your shoulders. If your back knee is on the ground, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Work your right foot to the back of your mat. You'll be in a plank position. From your plank, Vashisthasana side plank, right hand is your foundation. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, or right knee can always come down to modify. CC, lift your hips as high as you can. So as you lift your hips, feel your right side obliques get stronger. Should take weight out of your right shoulder and your right wrist. Maybe left arm forward, lengthen your left side. Maybe left leg floats up. Take one last huge breath. Yes, nice job. End of your exhale, plank or modify. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, slowly lower, strong arms, strong belly. Grow into a back bend of your choice. Lift your heart. And then just a tabletop position, just hands and knees. From hands and knees, extend your left leg straight out to the left with your toes facing forward and your heels straight out from your hip. Reach your right arm out to the right and then all the way up to the sky. Breathe in, open up. Exhale, thread your right arm through. Reach, reach, reach. Come down to rest gently on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. And then you can use the leverage of your left hand, maybe press into your left fingertips, maybe walk your left hand forward. Maybe you want to wrap your left arm behind your back. So lots of options. You do you, and then big spacious breaths into your back body. See if you can feel your breath all the way down in your low back. All the way to emptiness with your exhales. Ah. If you do happen to have your left hand lifted, set your left hand back on the ground. On an inhalation, unthread your right arm, reach it all the way up, open up. And then exhale, right hand comes down. Pick up your left foot and swing your left leg all the way over so your left foot comes off the right side of your mat. Push your toes into the ground. I like mine curled under. Pull your hips to the left and gaze back. See if you can look back at your tiptoes. Sometimes I like to round and look underneath my armpit, kind of peekaboo under my armpit so you can move and feel around. Big deep breath. This should feel good. End of your next exhale, come back to a tabletop and just sit back into a hero's pose, so seated kneeling position. I'm going to demonstrate something for you guys. So we're moving into, this is from Forest Yoga. They do all sorts of weird things with dolphin and Forest Yoga. So I think this one's called Dolphin Strut. I honestly don't even know. It's been so long since I've taken Anastasia's class. Okay. So dolphin pose is where we start. You want to make sure, let me make sure my Zoom. Sorry, Lisa, I'll get you. Okay. So you want to make sure your elbows are no wider than your shoulders. So this, not a good base, not a strong base. This, strong base. So it's like, this is what I'm doing. So if you were to just, while you're sitting, do this, you should be able to feel the strength in your shoulders already without even holding anything. So squeeze in with your elbows. Yeah. Palms towards me. Yeah, you could do backs of your hands too. You feel it that way as well. So, okay. So from dolphin, setting up my really strong base, pushing into the ground, lifting my hips. And then I'm going to bring my feet out nice and wide. So I have tighter hamstrings. I can't get my heels to the ground, as you can see. That's okay. So I'm going to take my right hand back to grab my right ankle, just like this. So just to the outside of my ankle. I can step my foot forward a bit more. Yeah, so feet as far forward as you can, hips as high as you can, grabbing hold. And then from here, your other leg will lift. So I'm connecting to my center. My left forearm is pushing down. And I'm keeping that left leg. So if I'm just flinging this left leg up, it's going to be really hard to find balance. So you got to do it slowly, stay connected, and just play with it. Like, if you don't get it, no biggie. All right, shall we? So come down to your forearms, my friends. And take a moment. If you want, grab opposite elbows. Just find that strength in your shoulders first. Find your breath. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips. Dolphin pose. So walk your toes in as close as you can. Lift your hips as high as you can. Maybe you want to stay here, hold here, breathe here. Perfectly fine. Otherwise, see if you can reach your right hand back. Grab hold of your right ankle. So right hand outside of right ankle. Right hand, right ankle. Yes. Maybe this is where you stay. Or see if you can start to extend your left leg up. Yes. Good. So from your center. Sorry, I don't know if I told you to bring your right foot out to the width of your mat. So right foot out wide will help. Once you have had enough, you're like, okay, fun is over. I don't like it anymore. Just come on down and child's pose it out. Maybe you were there like from the very beginning. That's fine. Nice, Chris. Awesome, you guys. And if you're having fun with it, you can stay with it. Give yourself a few more breaths. Those of you in child's pose, take this time to just ground, reconnect. Slow Ujjayi breath. Spacious Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi means victorious. So what does victorious breath feel like in your body? In your next couple of rounds, my friends, downward facing dog. If you feel like you want to give yourself just a quick vinyasa back to your down dog, go for it. And then once you're in down dog, just walk it out. Feel into right side versus left side. Maybe right shoulder versus left shoulder. Take one more big inhale into your down dog. Push the ground away. Exhale, look to the top of your mat and step, tiptoe, or hop forward fold. Lift halfway. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Arms reach. Hands to heart. Exhale. All right, balancing this time on our left foot. I did turn the heat off and the fan is just on now. Just FYI, I know some of you are like, very fast. Left foot roots down, right knee floats up. Flex your toes. Yeah, so activation through your toes. Hug in with your inner thighs. Find your stability, like there's roots growing from your left foot. See if you can take your arms to the sky, grow tall. And then as you are ready, start your transition into your warrior 3 variation. So you'll hinge at your left hip as you reach your right leg back, push your right foot back. Maybe arms forward, maybe arms out. So arms are your own personal expression, 1 or 2 breaths in your warrior 3. And then crescent lunge, soft landing. Very nice. Take a moment to settle. Slow and steady. Good. One more inhale here. Maybe a little higher through your fingertips. Maybe gaze up. Hands come down. Exhale. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the width of your yoga mat. So you know the options, same as before. Heart lifts, hips lower, or hips lift, heart lowers, or cat grabs its tail. Big, spacious breaths. You can pivot your left toes out. You can roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Just try not to let your left knee come forward of your ankle. All of you look really good. Good awareness. So if it is uncomfortable, rather than trying to make that discomfort go away, can you just be with it? Can you just sit with it, breathe into it, and soften around it? Know that it is only temporary. So rather than getting more and more anxious, anticipating when will it be over, see if you can just be with it. Breath by breath. Last couple rounds. You guys are doing so good. Soften your face. Take a big sigh out your mouth if you'd like. Rise back up to your hands. Stack them under your shoulders. Lift your back knee if it's down, and then work your left foot all the way back so you'll be in a plank position. From your plank, you've got a side plank. Roll onto the baby toe edge of left foot, or left knee can absolutely come down to modify. Victoria's doing an excellent example. So if your bottom knee is not on the ground, focus on lifting your hips. It will take weight out of your shoulder, so it benefits you. You're engaging your left side obliques more. Maybe right arm forward, maybe right leg up. So feel into your own personal expression. Give it one last huge breath. Beautiful, my friends. Come back to a plank pose. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Push the ground away. Slowly lower. Exhale. Inhale. Lift your heart. Tabletop position, hands and knees. From your hands and your knees, extend your right leg out to the right. Toes face forward. Heel comes straight out from your hips. So you don't want your foot behind you or in front of you. Left arm out to the left. All the way up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread your left arm through. So reach as far as you can. Then come down, gently rest on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Right hand, you do whatever you want with it. Doesn't have to be what you did on the other side necessarily. Good. Work your pose, breath by breath. Nice job, friends. All the way to emptiness with your exhales. If you do happen to have your right hand lifted, set it back down. On an inhalation, unthread your left arm, reach it out and up one more time as high as you can. You can push into your right hand or your right fingertips. And then left hand down. Pick up your right foot and swing it over so your right toes come off the left side of your yoga mat. And then gaze back over your left shoulder. So pull your hips to the right. Maybe you bend one or both elbows. Maybe you round. Maybe you arch. Maybe you rock forward or rock back. So feel around. Big, huge breaths. One more. Good. And then come back to your tabletop. We got to do one more of those super fun dolphin struts. So go ahead and come down to your forearms. I'll try not to forget to instruct your feet out wide. So forearms, no wider than shoulder width distance apart. If you want a little less intensity, make a tripod with your hands. That'll make it a little less intense for your shoulders. When you're ready, lift your hips, dolphin pose. So as you come into your dolphin pose, get your toes as close to your elbows as you can. Lift your hips as high as you can. That invisible rope is pulling up on your belly button. You can stay here or walk your feet out to the width of your mat this time. Yes, first things first. And then left hand back to left ankle, just the outside of your left ankle. Nice, Wendy. Yes. So once you've got that, maybe you want to stay there, or you can play with extending your right leg up. Go slowly. So rather than just flinging it up, slow, controlled movement. Stay connected to your center. Stay connected to your breath. Keep pressing down with your right forearm. Your right shoulder is strong. You can play with it for as long as you want. When the love is lost, as my friend James Hardy would say, come down into your child's pose, embryo pose, or any resting pose of your choice. Good job, friends. Couple more just grounding breaths. And then downward facing dog. All right. From your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. And this time, open up your right hip. So bend your right knee, reach your right knee out and up. Should feel good to open that right hip. You can absolutely stay here, breathe here, hold here. Otherwise, one more inhale. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Gotcha, Cece. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Option to open your hip. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or go for your armpit as high as you can get. Inhale, back up. Awesome, Wendy. And then everybody listen. Exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin to the top of your space. Good. Take a moment to set yourself up really intentionally. So you do not want your right butt cheek on the ground, especially if it's easy to get your right butt cheek to the ground. Focus on stability just as much as flexibility. So you're pulling your front butt cheek back. Keep that as you bow forward. So sometimes it helps as you bow forward to bring your hands to the ground and kind of push forward into the earth as you pull your right butt cheek back. You don't have to do that the entire time, but just feel what's happening And that's what you're trying to create. And then big, spacious breath. Is there anybody who does not want an essential oil spritz on them or around them? Just raise your hand. Thank you. So give it about 5 more. Anytime it feels like too much, feels overwhelming, sigh it out your mouth. So you can soften your face, soften your shoulders, your heart space. Last couple rounds. Ah. And then slowly begin to ease your way up and back into your 3-legged dog. No hurry. So you'll eventually just plant your hands, tuck your back toes, take your right leg back and up, give it a nice little shake out. And then option to flip your dog as a counter stretch here if you would like. No pressure. So if you don't want to flip your dog, absolutely you do not have to. Eventually, everybody regular down dog and just walk it out in your dog pose. Good. So those of you in the back bend, couple deep breaths or so. Once you're in your down dog, just feel right side versus left side. If you want a quick vinyasa, you can come forward to your plane, just lower down, kind of reset. Ah. Good, beautiful. All right, my friends. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Try not to move anything else, but peel your left hip open. So try not to move your shoulders or your hands or your right hip. Good. Nice, Maddox. So right inner thigh hugs in. You're squeezing through your outer left butt cheek. You're squeezing an invisible rolled up washcloth through the back of your left knee. Flex your toes, make them active. If you'd rather point, that's fine too. Take one more inhale. Stay here if you want. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. So your last little bit of core. Push the ground away. Inhale, back up. Open up your hip if you want. Otherwise, you can extend. It's fine. Exhale, left to left, as high as you can get. Push the ground away. Inhale, back up. And this time, pigeon. So take your time. Left shin forward. Nice aerial. And then set yourself up nice and intentionally. Left butt cheek is pulling back. So you don't want to feel like all of your weight is coming forward and pushing forward. Your left butt cheek is pulling back and up. Yes, good. Maybe you visualize your breath moving down into your left hip. So just sitting with perhaps a little bit of discomfort, maybe a lot of discomfort. Sitting with maybe some boredom, maybe some frustration. maybe some anticipation or anxiety, just letting it have space, holding it with your loving awareness, softening into it with your breath. So we're never trying to fix, we're never trying to control. We're just noticing what's already here and responding to it with our present moment awareness. Take your last couple rounds. Ah. And I will ultimately leave it up to you. So when you feel pretty much even on both sides, start that transition back to your three-legged down dog. From your three-legged dog, you can give your left leg a nice little shake out. You might even take some circles with your left knee or your left leg. And flip dog, wild thing as a counter stretch. If it's in your practice, go for it. Eventually, regular down dog one last time and just walk it out. If you want to take one last vinyasa, please feel free. And if you'd rather find one last child's pose, please feel free. Good, everybody. So wherever you are at, just feel whatever there is to feel. All that length, all that space you've created. Take one last deep breath. And then find your way into a seated position, legs extended forward towards me. So from our seat, we'll either take a reverse tabletop or a reverse plank. Both poses, hands are behind you, fingers face in towards your hips traditionally. If that feels like too much for your shoulders, they can face out towards the sides of your mat. Spread your fingers wide and roll your shoulders back and down. So this is shoulders forward. We don't want that. Shoulders back and down, puff up through your chest. Less intense, feet on the ground with knees bent, hips width distance apart. More intense, legs extended, zip your legs together. You can stay here if you want. Otherwise, exhale all your air out. And as you inhale, press into your hands, press into your feet, lift your hips. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Don't let your head collapse back. So if you want to take your head back, strength through the sides of your neck. Shoulders back and down. If your legs are extended, squeeze your legs, lift your hips. One last inhale. And let it go all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees in. Rock gently from side to side. Give your low back a nice little massage against the ground. After a few rocks, knees over to the right, left arm out to the left for a spinal twist. If there's some other variation that you would rather take, choice is yours. See if you can still feel your breath all the way down in your low belly, all the way down in your low back. Good. And then in your next breath or two, slow transition to the other side. So come through center, maybe rock it out for a moment. Maybe give your knees a big squeeze. So some sort of neutralization. And then other side. Try to feel an opening through the front of your heart. So broaden through your shoulders and your collarbones. And breathe down into your belly. Good, you guys. I will just leave it up to you. So when you feel pretty even on both sides, come back to center and you choose an inversion of your choice for about 10 to 15 breaths. So anything that puts your legs and or your hips higher than your heart. And excuse me, no rush. But after 10 to 15 breaths, ease your way out of your inversion and find any counter stretches, counter poses, and any finishing poses that you would like to take. So happy baby is always lovely at the end of practice, in my opinion. Any other poses your body is craving or calling for, go there. If you want to go straight into your Shavasana, that's fine with me. So as you slowly find your way into your final relaxation, my thought for you today is by Jeff Foster. He says, stop trying to heal yourself, fix yourself, or even awaken yourself. Let go of letting go. Stop trying to fast forward the movie of your life, chasing futures that never seem to arrive. Instead, bow deeply to yourself as you actually are. Your pain, your sorrow, your doubts, your deepest longings, your fearful thoughts. They are not mistakes, and they aren't asking to be healed. They are asking to be held here, now, lightly in the loving arms of present awareness. So these last few moments, friends, let the vibrations, let the sounds, let the frequencies just move through your being, move through your body, move through the space inside of you. And just feel whatever there is to feel. Notice what comes, notice what goes. Not trying to control, not trying to fix, but just allowing what's already there. Feeling it all, holding it with your loving awareness. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And just slowly, gently bring little movements back into your body. As you are ready, roll to either side. Just a nurturing fetal position for one last moment. So as you rest on your side, just really let all that goodness from your practice, all the energy, all the effort, let it all just really soak in, seep in. Maybe there's even some way you visualize that using your imagination. And use the strength in your arms to guide yourself up to seated meditation. Just right back where we began. So close your eyes, bring your hands to your heart, and just bow your head to your own heart. Acknowledge yourself for showing up on your mat today, taking time to go inward and connect to your body, to your breath, to yourself in a more intentional way. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you very much for being here. You're so welcome. Thanks, Lisa. See you next time.